Greek mythology. Welcome, esteemed listeners, to an epic voyage through the mists of time and legend. Today we embark on a comprehensive exploration of Greek mythology, a tapestry woven with the threads of divine intrigue, heroic endeavor, and the eternal struggle between fate and free will. This is the entire story of Greek mythology explained, your definitive guide to the myths and legends that have shaped human thought and culture across millennia. In the beginning, there was only chaos, an endless, formless, and dark abyss. This was not merely an empty void, but a place of potential where all things could emerge. It was from this primordial darkness that the first entities, representing the very foundation of existence, were born. Gaia, the earth, emerged as a solid ground, a nurturing presence, and a stable platform upon which the drama of life could unfold. She was the mother of all, providing the fertile soil from which the roots of existence could sprout and grow. Simultaneously, Uranus, the sky, came into being, enveloping the world in a protective embrace. He represented the heavens, the vast and endless expanse above, holding the celestial bodies and providing a canvas for the sun, moon, and stars to decorate. Uranus and Gaia, the earth and sky, became the first great pair, their union symbolic of the harmonious interaction between the heavens and the earth, a concept that would deeply influence Greek thought and mythology. From their union, the Titans were born, each one embodying a fundamental aspect of the world. Among them were Oceanus, the endless river that encircled the earth, Hyperion, the father of the heavenly lights, and Rhea, the mother of the gods. These primordial beings were not just powerful, they were the very pillars upon which the world stood. They represented the elements, the natural forces, and the cosmic principles that governed the universe. However, this age of Titans was not to last. Uranus, fearful of a prophecy that predicted his downfall by one of his children, imprisoned them within the depths of the earth, in Tartarus. This act of tyranny sowed the seeds of discontent among his offspring. Gaia, anguished by the imprisonment of her children, plotted with her youngest son, Kronos, to overthrow Uranus. This act would mark the beginning of a cycle of betrayal and retribution that echoed through the ages. Kronos, armed with a sickle provided by Gaia, castrated Uranus, freeing his siblings and setting himself as the new ruler. Yet, the cycle of betrayal continued as Kronos, now paranoid and tyrannical, devoured his own children to prevent the prophecy of his downfall. This act of cruelty set the stage for another cosmic conflict, as the next generation, led by Zeus, would rise against the Titans in a battle that would decide the fate of the cosmos. These early myths set the stage for the entire Greek mythological narrative. They speak of the creation of the world, the complexities of familial relationships, and the inevitable struggle between generations. The themes of power, betrayal, and prophecy are intertwined, creating a rich tapestry that explains the origins of the world and the gods. This primordial saga is not just a story of gods and titans, but a reflection of the human condition, speaking to the fears, hopes, and aspirations of the people who told them. Listen to the tale of Kronos, the youngest and perhaps the most ambitious of the Titans. He was a figure of immense power and deep complexity, whose story is steeped in prophecy, fear, and the unending cycle of time, which he himself represented. Kronos was not just a ruler, he was the embodiment of time's relentless march, devouring all in its path, much as he devoured his own children in a desperate attempt to escape his fate. the prophecy that haunted Kronos was delivered by his father, Uranus, and his mother, Gaia, who foretold that he would be overthrown by his own offspring, just as he had overthrown his own father. Driven by fear and the desire to maintain his dominion, Kronos swallowed each of his children the moment they were born, imprisoning them within his own body. Rhea, his sister and wife, distraught by the loss of her children, devised a cunning plan to save her youngest, Zeus. When Zeus was born, she handed Kronos a stone wrapped in swaddling clothes, which he swallowed, believing it to be his son. Zeus was spirited away and raised in secret, far from his voracious father. As he grew, so too did his strength and wisdom, until the day came for him to fulfill the prophecy. With the help of Gaia and a powerful emetic provided by Metis, Zeus forced Kronos to disgorge his siblings, who were still alive and eager for retribution. Together, they rose up against the Titans in a monumental conflict known as the Titanomachy. The Titanomachy was not merely a battle, but a cosmic event that reshaped the very fabric of the universe. It was a 10-year-long war, filled with epic battles, alliances, and betrayals. The earth shook, the seas boiled, and the skies thundered as gods and titans clashed. New allies joined the fray, including the Cyclopes, who forged Zeus's thunderbolts, and the 100-handed Hecatoncheires, who became his guards. Despite the ferocity and might of the Titans, the younger Olympian gods, led by Zeus, proved to be a formidable force. One by one, the Titans were defeated and hurled into the dark abyss of Tartarus, a prison deep within the earth. The victory of the Olympians marked the end of the old order and the beginning of a new era under the rule of Zeus, who established his divine court atop Mount Olympus. Zeus's rule was not just a change in power, it represented a new way of order and governance. He was not a tyrant like his father. Instead, he ruled with wisdom and sought counsel from other gods and goddesses. Under his authority, the world experienced a period of stability and prosperity, and the gods interacted with humanity in new ways, guiding and shaping the course of human history. The tale of Kronos, Zeus, and the Titanomachy is a powerful narrative that resonates with themes of power, destiny, and the inevitable passage of time. It reflects the ancient Greeks' understanding of the world as a place of constant change, where even the mightiest can fall, and the most enduring legacies are those built on wisdom and justice. This story, like many others in Greek mythology, offers timeless insights into the human condition, exploring the depths of our fears, aspirations, and the unending quest for understanding and meaning. But the gods were not unchallenged. Their reign, though mighty and enduring, was marked by conflicts not only amongst themselves, but also with the primordial forces of the universe, entities that predated even the Titans. Among these was the monstrous Typhon, a fearsome giant born from Gaia and Tartarus. Typhon was a symbol of volcanic forces, with 100 dragon heads, fiery eyes, and a voice that was a blend of animal and elemental roars. He was a direct challenge to Zeus's rule, a manifestation of the chaos that still sought to reclaim the cosmos. The battle between Zeus and Typhon was cataclysmic, shaking the foundations of the earth and the heavens. In the end, Zeus emerged victorious, casting Typhon into Tartarus. But the threat he posed served as a reminder of the gods' precarious dominion over the primordial chaos. The gods were also subject to their own all-too-human flaws of jealousy, wrath, and deceit. Zeus, the king of gods, while wise and just, was also known for his numerous love affairs, both with goddesses and mortal women. These affairs often led to the birth of heroes and demigods, like Hercules and Perseus, but also to strife and conflict. Hera, his wife and sister, was often consumed with jealousy, directing her divine retribution not only at Zeus, but also at his lovers and their offspring. These stories reflect the complexities of relationships and the consequences of actions, underscoring the human-like qualities of the gods. Athena, the goddess of wisdom and warfare, was another pivotal figure in Olympus. Born from the head of Zeus fully armed, she was a deity of rational thought, strategic warfare, and handicraft. Unlike the other gods, she was immune to the follies of love and passion, embodying a pure intellect and spirit. However, her wisdom did not make her unapproachable. She was a protector of heroes and a guide to mortals, offering sage advice and divine assistance. Her involvement in human affairs, like aiding Odysseus on his journey home and guiding Perseus to slay Medusa, demonstrates the gods' intertwined fate with humanity and their role as patrons and protectors. Then there was Hades, the ruler of the underworld, a deity who was often misunderstood and feared. His realm was the final destination for all mortals, a place where the souls of the dead resided. Despite his grim duties, Hades was not evil but a necessary part of the cosmic balance, ensuring the cycle of life and death continued. His abduction of Persephone, which led to the cycle of seasons, and his strict but fair rule over the dead underscore the ancient Greeks' view of death as an integral and inevitable part of life. These gods, with their all-too-human qualities, were not merely rulers of the cosmos, they were also teachers and examples. Their stories, filled with love, strife, wisdom, and folly, were not just entertainment. They were lessons on how to live, reminders of virtue and cautionary tales of vice. The ancient Greeks looked to these stories for guidance, inspiration, and a deeper understanding of the human condition. The gods, with all their flaws and glories, were a mirror in which they could see themselves, reflecting the best and worst of what it means to be human. Amidst the divine drama, heroes arose. Mortals, either favoured or cursed by the gods, embarked on quests that would etch their names into the annals of history and become the stuff of legends. These heroes, with their extraordinary abilities and fatal flaws, were as complex and multifaceted as the gods themselves, often serving as pawns, opponents, or even exemplars for the deities on Olympus. One of the most renowned heroes is Hercules, known for his incredible strength and the 12 labours he endured. Born of Zeus and a mortal woman, Hercules was subject to Hera's wrath from birth, driving him to perform feats of strength and courage that no other mortal could. His labours, which ranged from slaying the Nemean lion and capturing the golden hind of Artemis, to stealing the apples of the Hesperides and capturing Cerberus, the three-headed dog of the underworld, were not just physical challenges, but also moral and spiritual tests. Each labour represented a struggle against chaos, a triumph of civilization and order, and Hercules' journey from a troubled soul to a celebrated hero was a metaphor for human struggle and redemption. Orpheus, the legendary musician and poet, offers a stark contrast to Hercules. His journey to the underworld to retrieve his beloved wife, Eurydice, is one of the most poignant and tragic tales in Greek mythology. Orpheus, whose music could charm beasts, trees, and even stones, managed to soften the heart of Hades himself with his sorrowful melodies. Yet his story is a testament to the power of love and the fragility of trust, as his doubt caused him to lose Eurydice forever when he looked back at the last moment. Orpheus's descent into the underworld and his ultimate tragic failure reflect the ancient Greeks' views on love, loss, and the inevitability of death. Odysseus, the hero of the Trojan War and the protagonist of Homer's Odyssey, represents the archetype of cunning and resilience. His 10-year journey home from Troy was fraught with challenges, from the temptation of the sirens and the wrath of Poseidon to the enchantments of Circe and the lure of the lotus eaters. Each trial tested not just his physical endurance but his wit, wisdom, and moral judgment. Odysseus's journey was not just a physical voyage but a spiritual and psychological odyssey, exploring themes of identity, loyalty, and the human spirit's unyielding desire to find its way home. These heroes, with their extraordinary deeds and complex moral landscapes, were more than just characters in stories. They were embodiments of the values, fears, and aspirations of the ancient Greeks. Their tales were told and retold, not just as entertainment, but as moral lessons and spiritual guidance. They provided a framework for understanding the world, a way of grappling with the questions of fate, free will, and what it means to be human. The heroes of Greek mythology, much like the gods themselves, were reflections of the human condition, mirrors in which the ancient Greeks, and we, in turn, could see the best and worst of ourselves. But the Greek mythos is not merely a collection of tales about gods and heroes. It's a profound reflection of human nature, a mirror in which we see our own virtues and vices magnified to divine proportions. The myths served as more than just entertainment or religious lore. They were a means of imparting wisdom, moral lessons, and cultural values, deeply influencing the way the Greeks viewed the world and themselves. Consider Achilles, the greatest warrior of the Trojan War, whose story is a poignant narrative about the dangers of unchecked pride and rage. His heel, the only vulnerable part of his body, has become a metaphor for a fatal weakness, no matter how strong or invincible one appears. His wrath, initially directed at Agamemnon, ultimately leads to his own downfall and serves as a tragic reminder of the destructive power of unbridled anger and the human condition's inherent fragility. On the other hand, Penelope, the wife of Odysseus, provides a stark contrast with her enduring faithfulness and patience. Her cleverness in stalling her suitors by weaving and unweaving Laertes' shroud, her strategic thinking, and her unwavering devotion to her husband, even in the face of uncertainty, make her a paragon of loyalty and marital fidelity. Penelope's story is not just about the virtues of a faithful wife, but about the strength, wisdom, and resilience of women, challenging the notion of passivity and highlighting their active role in maintaining the social and moral order. Moreover, the myths encapsulate the Greeks' understanding of the universe and their place within it. The stories of the gods' interactions with humans, the heroes' quests, and the fates of individuals all reflect the complex relationship between mortals, deities, and the cosmos. Themes of fate versus free will run deep, with characters often caught in the web of the gods' whims or the inescapable prophecy, prompting reflection on the extent of human agency and the nature of destiny. The myths also served as a way to explain natural phenomena and the origins of the world. From the changing seasons, resulting from Persephone's time in the underworld, to the creation of spiders from Arachne's hubris, these stories provided explanations for the world's workings, reflecting the human desire to make sense of the environment and their experiences. In essence, Greek mythology offers a window into the ancient Greek psyche, revealing their deepest fears, greatest aspirations, and most profound thoughts. The gods and heroes, with their larger-than-life personas, were reflections of everyday people, their stories a complex interweaving of moral, social, and psychological threads. They provided a framework for understanding the world, a way of grappling with life's mysteries, and, most importantly, a means of reflecting on what it means to be human. Through these myths, we not only learn about the ancient Greeks, but also gain insight into our own lives, as the themes and lessons they present are truly timeless. As we weave through these stories, we embark on a journey to uncover the cultural and historical contexts in which they were told, shedding light on their profound impact on ancient Greek society. These myths were not mere stories. They were an integral part of the education system, a method of imparting moral lessons, cultural values, and historical knowledge. They served as a foundation for understanding the world, the gods, and humanity's place within it. The myths were an essential part of the paideia, the education system in ancient Greece, which aimed to cultivate the intellect and moral character of the young. They were used to teach a wide range of subjects, from rhetoric and philosophy to ethics and warfare. By reflecting on the actions and fates of gods and heroes, individuals learned about virtues like courage, wisdom, and justice, and vices like hubris, wrath, and envy. These stories provided moral exemplars, showing the consequences of one's actions and the importance of living a virtuous life. Moreover, the myths were deeply intertwined with religious beliefs and practices. They were not just stories, but were believed to be the true accounts of the gods, heroes, and the world's creation. This belief was reflected in the rituals and ceremonies that played a central role in Greek society. Temples dedicated to the gods were built across the Greek world, where rituals, sacrifices, and festivals were regularly held to honor the deities and seek their favor. Archaeological findings have shed light on how these myths were celebrated and ritualized in ancient Greek society. Temples like the Parthenon in Athens, dedicated to Athena, or the sanctuary of Apollo in Delphi, where the famous oracle resided, are testaments to the god's importance in daily life. Votive offerings, statues, and reliefs depicting scenes from mythology found at these sites provide insight into how the myths were visualized and revered. Theatre was another crucial medium for disseminating and enacting these myths. Plays, particularly tragedies and comedies, often revolved around mythological themes and were a key part of religious festivals like the Dionysia in Athens. Through these performances, myths were brought to life, allowing the audience to engage with the stories and their moral and philosophical implications deeply. Playwrights like Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides explored the complexities of fate, divine intervention, and human nature, creating works that continue to resonate to this day. Moreover, myths played a role in shaping the historical understanding of the Greeks. Legendary tales of the Trojan War, the founding of cities, and genealogies of kings were intertwined with historical accounts, providing a sense of identity and continuity. The myths served as a way to connect the present with the past, the mortal with the divine, and the individual with the community. In summary, the Greek myths were far more than just entertainment. They were a vital component of education, religion, and culture. They imparted moral lessons, shaped religious practices, and provided a sense of historical and cultural identity. As we explore these stories and the archaeological evidence left behind, we gain a deeper understanding of ancient Greek society, its values, beliefs, and the enduring legacy of its myths. Furthermore, the profound influence of Greek mythology extends far beyond the ancient world, permeating literature, art, philosophy, and psychology throughout the ages. The works of Homer and Hesiod, foundational to Western literary tradition, are steeped in mythological themes and characters. Homer's Iliad and Odyssey not only recount epic tales of war, heroism, and the human condition, but also serve as comprehensive compendiums of Greek myth and belief. Hesiod's Theogony and Works and Days provide insights into the origins of the gods and the moral and practical lessons these myths imparted. In the realm of philosophy, figures like Plato utilized mythological narratives to illustrate and debate profound philosophical concepts. His dialogues often employ myths, such as the allegory of the cave or the myth of as metaphors to explore ideas about knowledge, ethics, and the afterlife. These stories weren't just allegorical. They reflected a deep understanding of human nature and the complexities of existence, making philosophy accessible and relatable. In classical Greek tragedies, playwrights like Sophocles, Aeschylus, and Euripides delved into the psychological and existential depths of their characters, many of whom were figures from mythology. Their plays explored themes of fate, divine will, and personal responsibility, showcasing how the gods and mythical fates interacted with human agency and morality. These works laid the foundation for dramatic storytelling, character development, and thematic exploration in literature and theatre. Artistically, Greek mythology has been an enduring source of inspiration. From the sculptures and vases of ancient Greece, which depict gods and heroes in all their glory and tragedy, to the Renaissance artists who revived classical themes and motifs, the visual representation of these myths has evolved while maintaining a timeless appeal. Artists like Botticelli, Michelangelo, and Rubens drew upon mythological subjects to explore human emotion, beauty, and the divine, creating works that continue to captivate and inspire. In modern psychology, the influence of Greek mythology is perhaps most evident in the works of Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud, who recognized the power of these ancient stories to unlock the human psyche. Jung's concept of archetypes and the collective unconscious is deeply indebted to the universal themes and symbols found in Greek myths. Figures like the hero, the mother, and the wise old man are recurrent characters in myths and are seen as fundamental psychic structures shared across cultures. Freud's theories, too, are imbued with mythological references. The Oedipus complex, one of his most famous ideas, is directly named after the tragic Greek hero Oedipus, whose story Freud used to explore themes of desire, guilt, and family dynamics. These psychological interpretations have not only deepened our understanding of the myths themselves, but also highlighted the enduring relevance of these ancient narratives in understanding the modern human condition. As our journey nears its end, we reflect on the enduring legacy of Greek mythology, a legacy that transcends time and culture. These stories, meticulously crafted and passed down through generations, have not only survived the test of time, but continue to fascinate, inspire, and educate. Their universal appeal lies in their ability to encapsulate the complexities of the human spirit, the power of narrative, and our unending quest to understand the world around us and our place within it. The characters and themes of Greek mythology, with their rich emotional and psychological depth, continue to resonate with modern audiences. Heroes like Achilles and Odysseus, with their virtues and flaws, represent the eternal struggle of humanity to balance ambition with humility, strength with compassion. Their journeys, fraught with challenges and moral dilemmas, mirror our own personal quests for meaning and fulfillment. The gods, with their divine powers and all too human behaviors, remind us of the dual nature of humanity, capable of great kindness and terrible wrath, profound wisdom and foolish pride. The power of these narratives lies not just in their entertainment value, but in their capacity to educate and provoke thought. They serve as a vehicle for exploring complex ideas about fate, free will, justice, and morality. Through the triumphs and tragedies of their characters, the myths impart lessons about the consequences of our choices, the importance of integrity, and the inevitability of change. They encourage us to reflect on our own lives, to question, and to aspire. Moreover, Greek mythology has played a crucial role in shaping the cultural and intellectual heritage of the Western world. Its influence permeates all aspects of the arts and humanities, from literature and theatre to philosophy and psychology. It has inspired some of the greatest works of art and literature, providing a rich source of symbolism, themes, and archetypes. The myths have been reinterpreted and reimagined countless times, each iteration adding a new layer of understanding and relevance. The enduring legacy of Greek mythology is also evident in the way it continues to be a source of inspiration for modern storytelling. From blockbuster movies and best-selling novels to comic books and video games, the themes and characters of these ancient tales are continually adapted and reinvented for new audiences. They provide a common language and a set of symbols that are instantly recognizable, creating a shared cultural heritage that spans the globe. In our quest to understand the world and our place within it, Greek mythology remains an invaluable companion. It offers a window into the minds and hearts of our ancestors, a reflection of our own inner world, and a guide for the journey ahead. As we continue to explore, reinterpret, and learn from these timeless tales, the legacy of Greek mythology will undoubtedly endure, continuing to inspire, educate, and provoke thought for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this epic journey through the entire story of Greek mythology explained. May the wisdom of Athena guide you, the strength of Hercules empower you, and the beauty of Aphrodite inspire you. Until we meet again, may your path be filled with adventure, discovery, and the magic of myths.